What is up, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I wanted to stop by and make a video about my Glock 26 Gen 4 that I've had for about 5 years now. And I'm starting to realize that the 43X is slowly, making this gun obsolete. And it's not making it obsolete in a way where, like, it's actually a bad thing. Because I'm actually here to make a video about why I still think the 26 is still a valuable option as an EDC carry. And as you can see, I finally got, completed my Glock trifecta because, you got the Glock 22 Gen 4, you got the Glock 23 Gen 4, and then you got the 26 Gen 4, which, all magazines are interchangeable. All of these are double stack magazines. But this is the only one that actually I bought in 9. I had a 17 Gen 3, but I had, sold that. And I'm not really a fan of Gen 3 because of the mag release. Shout out to Shadow Systems because their Glocks, I mean not Glocks, their Glock clones had the Gen 4 mag release, and it has the M&P, grip texture, which I appreciate. Which, stay tuned. I might get a Shadow System. But onto the subject about the Glock 26. In my humble opinion, you can't go wrong with the 26, and you can't go wrong with the 43X. Just imagine that I have the 43X, somewhere around here. I haven't bought the 43X because of a couple reasons. Number one is that I'd have to buy new magazines in order to get more than 10 plus 1. And then number two, it's just I feel like it's basically buying a new gun with a Glock stamp, but you're not getting, the interchangeable magazines. But don't get me wrong. Some people are gonna, take that as nitpicking because they're gonna say, "Oh, you never shot the 43X." I have a short video of me shooting the 43X and actually admitting that the 26 is not as good as the 43X. One of the complaints I've noticed about people with the 43X compared to the 19 or the 26 is that the 43X is snappy, which is kind of mind-boggling to me because I have small hands. Well, average hands is what, most people would say. And I feel like the 43X gives me a lot of, grip real estate when I'm shooting, either from 5, 10, 15 yards. I can hit that, metal silhouette target center mass. And this is with irons, not red dot, just straight irons. I can do the same thing with, the 26, but it's just that the grip is much wider and fatter compared to the 43X. So, let's get that out the way. And I've also noticed that it, like, websites like the Glock store or gun tubers, they don't really talk about the 26 unless that it's about its history. Like at a time where this was the only subcompact handgun you can get uh, for daily concealed carry. Because when this came out, I think it was like 1999 or it's old. Let's just say it's old. When they came out, it was the first of its class, if I'm not mistaken. Then eventually, everybody started coming out with their versions. And then, next thing you know, everybody's back to the 19 because the 19 is the best, best of both worlds. It's not, long as the 17, and it's not too short as the 26. Which, the 26's barrel length is 3.6. This is 4 inches, and this is 4.25 inches. No, I'm sorry, 4.45 inches. Which, it's really not that bad. All three handguns are very good. And I know what you're thinking. This is the only 9 on the table. This is actually a 23, but I bought a different slide and bought a different barrel, just to fit it out. And this is actually a 22 Gen 4 also. So all three Gen 4s, but two 40 cals. And the reason why I got the 40 cals is that they're basically multi-tools where you can buy a different slide and add it on, whether it be 9 mil, 22, or 357 SIG. And all three of these magazines are interchangeable in their calibers and are double stack. So I still think to this day, the the 26 is really not bad of an option to pick up. But I will say this also, from my perspective, I've got better groupings off of my 19/23 than I have with my 26. And for some odd reason, the frame on this gun, the grip, real estate is much more closed in compared to this, which I don't even know because I finally got, this SLR, base plate, gives me like 15+1, but it's just not the same. So, and by the way, the 26 before, this came out, you had a 12+1 and then the 10+1. And either or not bad. I can shoot, either or. But the way how I see it is the 26 Gen 4, or I mean, my bad. Yeah, the Glock 26 Gen 4 to me is like Toyota, an old Toyota, first generation in its class. Um, either it be Gen 3 or Gen 4. I consider those like first generation Toyotas. They may not seem, attractive as like a tactical look. Oh, my bad. They don't have that YouTube cool factor to it, but they will do the job and they are reliable. I have literally shot over 10,000 rounds through this thing, and I've shot 1,000 rounds of steel case, aluminum. Like, I mean, anything this thing will feed and it will shoot. I've never had one malfunction with this handgun ever. It's the same with the 23, and you can basically slay the 19 too. I had a 17 Gen 3. That thing was reliable, but I'm just not really a fan of the, Gen 3 because of the mag release. That thing is just atrocious. That's what they say. It looks like a baby's tooth. I'd rather have this big blocky one. It's just more acceptable. But I've also, in my other videos, I've dabbled down to metal guns too, or I mean, my bad. You could say other polymer frame guns. They're kind of similar, like the Glock. Like for example, my PDP. I absolutely think that is a Glock 45 clone, but since of the high bore axes of that handgun, the recoil is atrocious. Like I don't know what is like, the whole science and dynamics behind that, but because of that, I've compared it to the 23, which is a 40 cal, it's higher pressure, and I shoot more accurate with that than compared to a 9 mil PDP Pro SD. So yeah, something going on that I don't know, that I haven't, figured out the terminology for. But I will say you cannot go wrong with the 26, the 19, or the 17/22, or the I would definitely stay away from the 23 for the compact. Just because the recoil is atrocious whenever, you got to keep like a steady grip so you're not touching this mag release. There's actually a video of me shooting um you know this gun and also the Glock 21 45 ACP Gen 4, and like, man, dude, that the recoil is just crazy. I just have to keep adjusting my grip because I keep hitting that mag release. But hopefully things will change with the 22. I feel like the 22 is more manageable because of the grip. Like there's something about this compared to the 17 Gen 3 I had. I don't know what it is besides the caliber. I don't know. But maybe this porting might help too, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, the Glock 26, in my eyes, is what you call that handgun you just want to buy one time, and you buy it because you have a hard time, trying to tie your shoes bent over. Because I struggle even with this gun, compact, to even untie my boots or tie my boots bent over. So that's where I come across the 3.5, 3.6 barrel length, uh, field slash lane barrels of handguns, and I can, it's doable. It is doable. This is what you call, that handgun. You don't really need this flashlight, to be honest with you. This is just like that tactical look. Like you don't need this on this, honestly. This is what you call, you just EDC in the mornings, and then you don't go out at night. If you do go out at night, well, you got to pull out this. And if you go into a rougher area, well, I'm probably keep this and this together, or maybe these two together. I don't know. It's really up to your discretion. But without a doubt, the Glock 26 will never be obsolete, no matter how these gun tubers and the Glock store treats it. As that redheaded stepchild, or my bad, as that, as that person that they care. I mean, they had at their job site. He worked his ass off just to be, kicked to the curb after his hard work. I'll never forget the 26. It's one of my best EDC carriers. I've been through hell and back with this thing. I've been under a car with this thing. And it's been everywhere with me. It's got so much sweat and tears through this barrel and through this gun. So if that doesn't sell you to get one, well, I don't know. But hope you guys have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later.